Okay, so today is January 3rd, 2019. And January 3rd is, of course, an important day in the United States because it is the day where Congress is inaugurated every odd year. This year is rather odd, so what that means is that, hey pussy, is that, it's a pussy cat. So yeah, it's calling pussy, not swearing. Is that today is the day Nancy Pelosi is starting her second term as Speaker of the House. I wish her well, and I hope we get lots of good progress over the next few years as much as we can. But, so, as I was looking at this, I was thinking about the Senate. So, let's go to Wikipedia quickly, and we will see 2018 United States Senate elections. And we see that the Democrats won 59% of the votes and lost 2 seats. Okay. Hold on and wait a minute. That's not right. If 59% of Americans agree, and about, well, less than 2/3 were voting this year, probably 50%, because not even California was voting. Well over 2/3 of Americans were agreeing. Most of our biggest states were voting this year. Almost 90 million people voted. 59.3% said the Democrats should win, but the Republicans gained 2 seats. Well, what I then did is I thought, well, let's also look at the history of how the Senate elections go. And so I said, alright, Senate elections. So in here, I gathered by hand the data, how much Democrats won and Republicans won every year. Then I added up the total votes and said, what is the percentage of the Democrats won in the last 3 elections starting on this date? Now, of course, these 2 are invalid because I don't have data before 1940. But, as we can see, the Democrats have won the popular vote in the 3 election cycles ending every time except for 2002, 98, 96, 1954, 52, 1950, and 1946, since FDR died, which is when my grandmother was not even in school yet. So, since as long as my grandmother has been alive, practically, there have only been 7 times where the Democrats have not gone 3 cycles without winning a majority of the votes in all those 3 cycles. On the other hand, what we have is, once again, the Democrats have not won the Senate, have lost the Senate yet again, for the 3rd time in a row, despite winning a majority in 2014, 2016, and 2018. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican, but if the majority of Americans vote for one party twice, the election system should give that party a majority. So I then looked deeper, and I gathered the data going all the way back, so that's why I'm making this video. So I did this Jupyter notebook with a bunch of pretty simple Python, and I got some basic statistics. This is all of American history, and the majorities of each party every time. The Democrats have been ahead a lot of the time, though of course, depending how valid that is not too great because of course the Democratic and Republican parties were really split. So we have to look at modern elections. So let's say since 1960. Well, really you should look since 1992 would be the best one. So as long as I've been alive, we'll consider that modern. So it's not that many. This is over my lifetime. This is since the South. Newt Gingrich is a really important figure here because he's the one who got the South under the Republican umbrella. So instead of the Democrats just having a progressive platform going all the way back to 1932, maybe a little further than that even, but then having lots of Democrats from the South who don't really agree with the platform. 1994 is important because that's the time where they really started to agree. So here's over my lifetime every election, and I've organized all the data. I'll share this on GitLab. But we see that, let's just run some basic stats. House match. The House has matched the popular vote with the results in the majority 12 times over my lifetime. There have been 2 times where they haven't. The Senate has matched 8 times, but 6 elections we have ended up with Senates that do not, where one party has a majority of the vote, but won a minority of the votes over the last 3 elections. And the president match 5 times over my lifetime, and a little before, because I was born after the election, 92. Not important. But there have been twice, in 2000 and 2016, where Gore and Clinton won the vote, but the Republicans served their term. Trifecta match. There have been 10 trifectas, which have also been a trifecta in how Americans have voted. There are 4 trifectas, which Americans did not select. Congress vote match. There have been 9 times where we had a Congress, but not accurately. And the Senate match is no match. So, over my lifetime, these are the times where the Senate has been not matched with their votes. 95, 2001, 2005, and since the 2014 elections, that has been the case. Past 3 Congress Senate popular vote equals Democratic equals everyone since 2016, and frankly, let me see, almost all of my life. I'm missing 97 and 2003. That's it. I'm missing 97 and 2003 and 99. But most of them have been, Democrats winning. Again, let's look at the Senate elections again. Yeah, that's right. Every time since 2003, the Senate has won, the Democrats have won the Senate vote. For modern, past 3 Congress and popular vote equals Democratic, modern 14, which confirms that. There have been only 3 times Democrats have not won. And then, past 3 Congresses, Senate popular vote equals Republican. Those 3. Trifecta match, no match. There have been 4 times in my life where there has not been a match for a trifecta vote. There was 2003, because Bush hadn't won the previous year. 2005, where the Democrats actually won the majority of Senate votes up to that year. And then 2013, where we voted for a Democratic trifecta, but we didn't receive what we voted for. And then 2017, where we voted for Clinton, but we got Trump. And the Senate, again, we voted for the Democrats. And over the last 3 elections, but we got a Republican trifecta, which we did not select. That was not my country's pick. Trifecta match is no match. Value counts. All Republican. In my lifetime, all of the trifectas which did not match the vote have been Republican trifectas. And the matches we voted for 2 Democratic trifectas in my lifetime, which we actually received. So that's a thing. One more thing I want to do. Modern. I use their, actual name. And here are these are the Democratic trifectas that we voted for. That we received. And these are the Democratic trifectas we voted for. 93, 2009, and 2013 are the years we should have had Democratic trifectas in my lifetime, but we didn't receive. In the last one. And let's also do one more. And let's do trifecta vote equals Republican. No match. Over my lifetime, over 26 years, we have never once had... My country, in my entire life, has never voted for a Republican trifecta in a quarter century. But we have received multiple. We have received 3 that we did not choose and we did not want, as my country chose. So then we have to go into, for segue part 2, what do we do to fix this? Well, so the Senate is a permanent gerrymander. And because we have the state, because it's done by states, and it's never not unproportional, you can have a slim majority in a state, and all of those votes did not vote for that one are wasted. And if you have, you can end up wasting tens of millions of votes, which happens every single election. If you don't vote for the winner of your Senate election in your state, and if you have it that year, if you vote for the one who lost, it's like you didn't vote. The Senate was originally our House of Lords. It was originally appointed by legislatures, which were voted only by men over age 21 who owned land in the very beginning. And the Senate was never a democratic institution. Today, when they did the House ceremony, which I watched because I was interested, they called the House the People's House, which is exactly what it is, and has always been. The Senate has never been meant for you and me. The Senate has always been meant to be the voice of the landed elite. Now, since 1913, that hasn't been so much of the case. But we need to really think about, should we have a Senate? And that's a question that I'm not certain about. When there have been multiple Republican trifectas which the American people have not voted for, and multiple Democratic trifectas America voted for and didn't receive, there's something very, very wrong. And the Senate is usually a problem with that. When the House is wrong, it's because of gerrymandering and it's because of voter discrimination. That is a constant issue in our country. The House will be easier to get proportional than the Senate. But I just want a government that speaks for me and the rest of my people, the rest of America. And right now, it does not. And this is something we seriously need to look at. So yeah, thanks for watching. And hopefully we can get election reform soon. Fortunately, ranked voting is starting to make a move. We won in Maine, and STV is going to make a gigantic difference. Well, if we can get STV for the U.S. House of Representatives, that will make it far more proportional and make that sweep state to state. STV is single transferable vote. CGB Grade did some really good videos on that. There are a few other good channels. And that's what I can think of with my education on what we can do now to make government that speaks for the people. Because right now, we should have a democratic trifecta. We should have had and we shouldn't, yeah, we should have a democratic trifecta right now, and we do not. And that's it. There you go. Hopefully we fix this soon. Okay. Bye.